Hello, my name is Tori Townsend, and today I'm going to try to make this video very brief. I just want to share some information that's been going on in Connecticut, and what's been going on is that there's some water issues, and when things start to come out, it starts to come out in the broad, and for me, society is a little creepy. It seems like there's a lot of people under control and just acting almost, and it almost feels scripted. Like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Like, to bypass it and not deal with it it's almost insane. It's like someone wants you to be in this delusional type of state of mind and believe. I don't know what they want you to believe. It's insane. But this video is basically about State of Connecticut Department of Corrections, Osborn. Osborn. The state of Connecticut right now, and I'm going to get this paperwork right here that's next to me. My brother, Timothy, and my name is Tori, by the way, he had requested back in November 28th some results for, environmental analyst that went into Osborn and started checking walls, caulk, and water and other environmental concerns, because the building's very old and is collecting mold, asbestos, and some type of bacteria within there. And now there's this story going around about, Wayne's story, and I had the pleasure of meeting Wayne's brother just recently. Actually, I met him yesterday, and he's a very, very nice guy, and I had the pleasure of absolutely meeting Wayne. And basically what's going on in Osborn is the water's dirty, and the report that I have here, and this is 110 pages of and let me see if I can get that up there. Okay, so the documentations that I have is about 110 pages back and front of water issues within the Department of Corrections, Osborn. It has been said, and I don't know if this is true, but a correctional officer got cancer from the water. So it's just not an inmate thing. It is also the staff that also is at risk. One of the things that I found very, very interesting about the paperwork that I have been looking through, because it's a lot, and I'm going to share with you exactly how much. This is a lot, okay? So what I'm showing you is just a piece of what I have. But one of the things that I found that was very interesting is that they totally did not do the whole building. They only did certain parts of the building. Some of the information that I have with correspondence between, certain people, and I'm not going to say no names because that's unnecessary, but the environmental analysts had problems with COs not responding to moving the inmates' equipment, when they had to do their protocols and things, where they were going to put their equipment, and just a lot of situations. One of the other things that I read in these reports is that they suggested that it has to be handled, and it has to be a line of action that they wanted windows removed. Some of the caulking needs to be gone and replaced. Has to be some type of, I don't know what they call it, but I guess however they clean walls or whatever, and I think plumbing needs to be involved in that as well, as far as changing pipes. So, people are getting skin rashes. They are also, Wayne's story, he has cancer of the skin. And basically all of the men that's in that facility is in danger of dying. I think one of the subliminal messages that the state of Connecticut sent out a few years ago was the death penalty. Should the state of Connecticut have the death penalty? And I think legislation was discussing the death penalty. And it's kind of ironic to me because when you do not keep a humane environment, and when you keep an environment dangerous for living conditions, is that a form of the death penalty? I'm just wondering. Like, I have a sibling there. There's a lot of people that go visit, and they have, family members that they love. Should we not be concerned because the state of Connecticut convicted them of something, and we should just leave them behind? Now, one of the things that I want to own up to, like the woman that I am, is that I have not always been there for my brother. And I am very, very ashamed of that. And it did do some it brought me through some mental changes, being separated from him for such a long time. I mean, when you grow up with somebody, you're eating with them, you're sleeping with them, you're compromising with them. They're your first fight, you're fighting with them, and, you got that attachment. Some people ignore that, but I can't. But it did send me through a bit of a depression. Not a bit, it sent me through a big deal of depression that I think I was basically blocking it out and ignoring it, and on my part, I feel like I dropped the ball. I don't feel like, I know that I dropped the ball, and I'm saying that because there are a lot of people that could be in a situation that I was in. You love your sibling and you want to see your sibling, and your guilt or lack of finance, or you feel helpless because the things that they're going through, how are you going to help them, and who's helping you, and you could be going through. So it's a lot of things that separates people. But one thing I just want to send a line of encouragement is, it really doesn't matter. You can have a hole in your shoe, your shoestring can be lagging out of it, and who cares? Okay, your struggle in your life is your life. Those who feel like they want to brag about either money, things, materialistic things, or just being accepted into a society that's very judgmental, who cares? Okay, family is really all you have, and the family that rejects you, who cares? I have family members that have rejected me, and they still do. I have an aunt that told me straight up. I asked her one little simple question: do you love me? And the reply was, I love you because you're my brother's daughter. So, with that being said, it is what it is. So, at the end of the day, I mean, rejection is rejection. To me, that was a form of rejection. And I'm fine with that because I know where I stand. I won't be eating none of your chicken, potato salad, or going to your house. We're done here. There's no reason for me to throw myself your way. But nevertheless, you still blood. Whatever the hell that means. So, the bottom line of this video is that the state of Connecticut has to fix what they need to fix. This report dates back from October 2011, and probably a little further than that, but I know the year 2011 that they decided to do something about looking into, is there a problem? And according to the proposal that the environmental analyst absolutely gave, which I feel like at this time, since it's 2013, it needs to be another environmental analyst that needs to go in there and see what's going on. We really can't go, this report is too old at this point. Things grow, multiply, and become other things, when a problem is left undone. So with that being said, the state of Connecticut needs to do corrective measures to ensure the safety of all people, which is their employees and the people that they house. Just because you look at people as being inhumane or having some type of mental problems or have made decisions that wouldn't typically be your decision does not mean as people that we have to be inhumane and make cruddy decisions or be neglectful. And I think the state of Connecticut is basking and swimming and stewing in that. And this is the problem. Off topic, and this is one of the things that has been really, really bothering me. I have a relative that, was on dope for a very long time and decided to be on the methadone program. I personally myself do not like the methadone program. This person has children. Okay, the methadone program demanded this person to be in group 3 days a week, and if they wasn't in group 3 days a week, then they wouldn't be able to get their methadone. One of the problems I have with the state of Connecticut is when they invent these programs, is that these programs are not family orientated, meaning they don't think about the futures of the people, and if they do, they have them so mentally, psychologically messed up by the time they do implement other things for them to do, they have lost their confidence to do it. And then they want to label them as cuckoo and crazy. With the harassment, the systematic harassment that happens throughout these agencies within the state of Connecticut, and I only could speak for Connecticut, but I'm pretty sure it's happening anywhere else. Anyone who's in a state agency, they participate, state and city or whatever agency, they participate in a collective of harassment towards people. They'll lie to you and tell you you need this paperwork, then when you come back, it's like, oh no, we changed the form, or we didn't get it yet. And they're making these people go crazy. These people are on feet. They are basically indigents of this state. They're really, really below the poverty line. Some of them came in by tissue or some shoes. So I think it's very, very sad that when I look at people behind the counter, my first thought is, what kind of person are you? I don't know off the rip, but as soon as I'm lied to, I think to myself, because the whole name of the game is to make you run in a 360 circle and not have your needs met. And this is funny. The state of Connecticut social services is excellent at that. Okay, they don't want it they'll make up any excuse to cut your benefits if you need it. I have been a victim of that myself when I needed food stamps and things like that. I have bought food with cash. $400, boom, dropped it on food. I don't mind doing that. But when you're mandating me to keep insurance, I'm trying to figure out where's the balance, because that's in your laws and bylaws. But I'm not going to get into that right now because I don't have time. Because this video is more focused based on the Department of Corrections and their water. I just hope that everyone that has a broken relationship with their sibling, whether it's a brother or sister, that you mend that. You guys need each other, and it's very important to stick by your sibling's side and rebuild that relationship regardless of how hard it is. I'm very fortunate to have an open-minded sibling that is mature in nature and looks at life correctly. And I love him for that. He doesn't really hold anything against me, but I know that he has maybe, a little bit of feelings and maybe a little bit of insecurities of, am I going to stay around or whatever the case may be. But I'm here to tell the public, but I ain't going nowhere. I love my sibling, and I'm just here to encourage those individuals that have loved ones in there. The reason why, and it took me a long time to understand this because I am a very, very stubborn person. And when I say something, I'm not bending. If I feel that this is necessary, um, I think pain and disappointment brings you to that type of level of resistance. And a part of me thanks God for that. Thanks God for that pain that I've been through. Like, I'm a hood baby, and honestly speaking, they sing and rap about the hood. I'm not going to say that, that's where my pride is, but that's where my character is. But that's not who I am all the way through. But I'm not ashamed of where I came from. And the things that I've been through, I don't think they were totally necessary. But this is, I'm a 90s. I was brought up in the 90s and in the 80s. And we've been through a lot in those times. So, with that being said, it made me who I am today. If I didn't go through that, I don't know if I would have prevailed. And with that, I can say that I'm proud of, that I'm strong enough to understand and recognize and not break. But I encourage those who have siblings to rebuild your relationships with your siblings. I think it's important. And don't be like me and wait too long. Let time fly by. I enjoy, talking to my sibling. I enjoy making sure that you're looking in his face and making sure that he's okay. That's important to me. I think that, it's just important. For those who can't, I think that I'm sorry for you. If you can't, and I hope that one day you're able to, or the ones who have loved ones that have died and passed away, I hope that, you have very, very good memories to lean on that will aid you in time of comfort. So with that being said, peace out. Black people, we have a responsibility towards one another that, honestly speaking, I'm being challenged on right now, morally, spiritually, and everything else, because of the simple fact, the battle that I'm going through. It will affect black people. Okay, some in a good way and some not. So, and I have to come up with my own moral stance on that and see which way I'm going to go. It's all about mistakes and correctivity. And I guess you can say forgiveness, but in certain instances, for me personally, I think forgiveness is letting you move on with your life and not interrupting that. I think that's a form of forgiveness as well, but I would never ask no one to forgive me if they hate me. If you hate me and it's warranted, do you? But I think that is necessary to reevaluate the way we handle one another. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. And I'm going to be very, very honest. It's challenging. It's the biggest challenge of my life. Okay, and I have some real important decisions to make where I haven't came up with no finalizations of which way I'm going. Because I definitely know that the decisions I make here today, when I come up with my final decisions, it's going to affect a lot of people. So with that being said, Department of Corrections, Environmental Services, we got a problem. Let's go. People, women of Connecticut, let's go. Black women, stand up. Black women, stand up. Now, typically, I'm not a woman person, typically. But I know that at this point, it's necessary for me to build relations. I think that it's necessary for me to be positive and build relations. Everybody's not everybody's, type, and that's fine. But long as that goal is the same and good ideas is being put forth and we have the same agenda, let's stick with that. I mean, you don't have to like me to have the same common goal. Now, do we? No, we can keep that to the side and scrap that and respect each other for having the same agenda. And I think that's what we need to be focused on right now. So, anyone who has a brother, love your sibling. Love your sibling. And I don't mean love them and saying, oh, I love my brother. Our men are suffering. And that's that. Some of them are maggots. True indeed. Maggots. But that doesn't mean a maggot doesn't deserve a second chance if they're warranted that. So with that being said, still, peace. It is cloudy still. That's concerning for me. I need the sun. I need it. Okay. Shout out to Wayne. I had the pleasure of gazing and looking at him directly. Very, very brave man. His brother. He's a really, really good dude for the brief time I spoke with him. And I hope that we can get it together. I hope that we can absolutely pick this big thing up, cure this problem. Because this is a problem. Let's love ourselves and love each other. I'm trying my best to be more humble, more respectful, and not go off and just let things go. So, if I can try, I ain't say I accomplished anything. But if I can try, you can try. So let's try. Peace out.